Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing today? So today's video is gonna be about a few topics. So we're gonna get into the Roland Martins of the world. We're gonna talk about um, the NBA situation. We're gonna get into a little NFL. This is gonna go off of a wide variety of topics. We're gonna mention the whole 1-2 with I had to turn on a couple lights in here because we're going full blast. Is that better? Yeah, I had to throw a couple of lights on. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about a few amazing topics. So we're gonna talk about Roland Martin with that. We're gonna talk about the Nolan Wells case. We're gonna mention the updates on that. We're gonna talk about what happened with the person at the different Job Corps who supposedly hung himself outside the Job Corps. We're gonna talk about the 1 year old who was killed in Mississippi before the Nolan Wells case took flight and how nobody's even mentioning that anymore. We're gonna talk about Carmelo Anthony and him potentially getting a new trial. We're just gonna go in depth on everything that's happening right now. We're going to talk about the war in Iran. We're going to talk about the Anthony Fauci case and all of that malarkey. And, I just want to kind of get into all that because it's important. It's very important to mention all of this, especially in this era that we're in right now. It's important. So, where should I start off first? We're going to start off first with Nolan Wells. So Nolan Wells, what's going on with Nolan? So Nolan Wells case, if nobody knows, if y'all have been living under a rock or you don't know what's going on in the world, well, he was a young man, 18 years old, and all of a sudden, guess what ended up happening? He ended up getting uh, killed or whatever they're talking about by his friends. They killed him, and then they covered it up. They took his phone, um, took his keys, pretended he just got left. I don't know. We haven't seen him all week. I don't know, man. We haven't seen him in school. He's been gone for 3 months. They just made up a whole bullshit lie. And then they ended up not have finding his body until the police found his body. And then after they found his body, they then sat on the autopsy. Then when the independent autopsy came out, guess what ended up happening? They ended up making sure, let me repeat it again, making sure, Umar style, understand, overstand, understand, making sure that they covered it up completely, that nobody knew about anything, that uh, clearly the independent autopsy showed that he was killed. Clearly, that's what it shows. Now everybody wants to speculate and hear the words of the NAACP and Ben Crump. These people are nobodies to me. They don't mean nothing. You go and you read the actual report. By omission, the Mississippi coroners and autopsy people already showed by not making sure that all body parts that would have showed the independent autopsy people what exactly happened were purposely not put back where they belong from, which is unusual if you're trying to have a thorough investigation to see how a young man died. Why would you not show all evidence so that there could be no doubt that this is what it is? The fact that they made sure to um, remove his neck, remove his lungs, remove parts of his stomach area and things of that sort, and other parts of his body, which would have shown exactly what the cause of death was, which was choking, beating, other things. And yeah, that exactly shows what happened. And that's exactly what happened. They choked him, they beat him, and then they hit his body. And then what was even a more slam dunk than the autopsy was the revealing of the mysterious 911 dispatch when they called, or the ferry people when they called to talk about their boat possibly sinking. What ended up happening? On those tapes, you can clearly hear in the background his friends talking about he's dead and them freaking out. So did they not know or this and that? And notice there's been no arrest. It's been exactly 1 month. It was July 4th, 1 month. We're August 4th. There has been nothing, no arrest of any of the people. And they are guilty as shit. They lied about his phone, lied about his keys, they lied about where he was, they lied about even seeing him, none of that. They know exactly what happened. All of them were there. And that phone call exposed them all. There's nothing else to say now. All that's happening right now is what's historically happened in Mississippi, which is just blatant cover-ups from Emmett Till to Cheney and the boys when they were the three civil rights activists, when they were killed, and they covered that up. It's the white supremacy in Mississippi. The good old boy network is legion and historic for destroying, covering up, and maintaining white supremacy through all means. And there's nothing else to say about that. There's nothing else to say about this. This is just pure white supremacy. This is pure anti-black racism, anti-FBA black racism on full display for everybody, for the world to see. And all this is a cover-up, bro. And the media is right on code. The media is right on code. Tariqnology 101, they're right on code. It is what Malcolm said. For those who aren't careful, they make the victims look like the criminals and the criminals look like the victims. They're not making the criminals look like the victims. They put the damn killers on TV and trying to make them look humane. He was my buddy, man. He was my bud. He was my bro, man. He was so cool. He was, man. He was my bud. I loved him. I hope we find him. They know exactly where he at, bro. He was coach. That's called media trading, guys. They made sure to give media training, and the ABC and all the major networks were so happy to put these people on Front Street so that they can maintain white supremacy. Notice everybody's on code with getting these people off. Everybody's on code. Everybody's on code with getting off. The media's on code. Mississippi State prosecutors and law enforcement's on code. Notice the FBI has not decided to launch a full investigation, which needs to be done because it's been over a month and there ain't been no arrest. And that's on code. The local authorities are on code. The coroners are on code. The people doing the autopsy are on code. Everybody's on code with this man getting killed. And nothing's being done about it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing how egregious and how much justice is not being done, basically, and how historic this is. Emmett Till was 100 years ago, basically. We're about to enter the 2030s. We're damn near close to the middle of the 21st century right now. We're closer to 2050 right now than we were to 2000. Ain't that crazy? Because we're in 2026. So 26, 24 years. 2000 was 26 years. We're closer to 2050 than we are to the year 2000. And basically 100 years after Jim Crow, Emmett Till being just dismembered and all type of egregiousness done, and them making sure that justice wasn't served and them getting off, the same thing's happening right now. Same exact thing. Now, one thing I want to say, and one thing I want to be done more than anything else is beyond a shadow of doubt. Yeah, I had to put that in there because I'm talking real right now. So I had to throw in the Malcolm photo in the background. So one thing I want to say beyond anything is that justice needs to be served, man. Like, just keeping it a beam more than anything else. Justice needs to be served. If there's no justice, then justice needs to be served in whatever way it can be. If it's not formal justice, then informal justice. If it's not official justice, unofficial justice. And that goes to my next point about this. Notice, why did I say the Malcolm famously said they'll make the victims look like the criminals and the criminals look like the victims. What are they doing right now? They'll make the criminals look like the victims. I talked about that, the friends killing him and then them being put on national TV to make them look humane, like they did with Kyrie House when he fake cried and all that. They're doing the same thing with the cover-up folks. Local authorities and state authorities are now coming out, and the Guardian decided to, which is British, decided to be on code and come out and protect. Remember, Mississippi history. Remember, Mississippi, the South, is historically aligned to the British. No, remember the Guardian's British. No, I think it's MI5 or MI6, but no, is that no? Am I going too far with it? Remember, historically, the Confederate States of America, which were never dismantled. Remember, after the Civil War, the Great Betrayal of 1877 said to the Confederates, y'all come back to power and you do with your niggas as you please. And we were basically living under the usurpation of the Civil War ever since that time period. So 1877, remember, the British funded the Confederate States of America. So is that hyperbole to say that historic times don't fall, that the same people who were on code with the South back then is on code with the South right now? No, because you're seeing it. And Rupert Murdoch's Daily News, or whatever it's called, his little racist thing, British Rupert Murdoch, is on code with the Southern whites, good old boy system, and protecting them like they did before, like the British ruling class did prior as well in their heyday in the 19th century. See, they know the history. They know it through and through. We're the only ones that don't know the history. We're the only ones that are still lagging behind, still in this like haze of not knowing what's going on and stuff like that. We know that what happens all the time continues to happen right now. We know that history is a current event. If you don't change the ripples, the same behavior will continue. The ripples may have been paused, civil rights movement, Black Panthers for a second, but they were not changed forever. The system itself was not structurally overturned. And they were just, by the time, waited until right now, and really waiting until the coast was clear, and they weakened the people they wanted to oppress enough to now be able to do whatever they want to do. And that's what you're seeing right now. That's what you've been seeing ever since Trayvon Martin. For the last 15 years, you've been seeing outright white genocide against black folks. You've been seeing a black holocaust on the overt level. It's been going on forever, but in this phase of it, you've been seeing it for the world to see, and it's intergenerational. It's been happening to all people across all spectrums. I mean, all people. It's been happening to all generations across all spectrums, no matter what their ideology, no matter what they are on, no matter what type of class they're at. Nolan Wells was high class. His parents were well off. It happens with a lot. He had white friends, which should be a lesson to everybody who's trying to be so intersectional. All this intersectionality is all a means to make the coast clear so that you are weak enough for these people to catch you. You're like I gotta just be honest, you're like their prey, basically. They're preying on you. It's like a hunter going for the kill, or a predator attacking his prey. It's stalking the prey, it's fattening it up, it's making sure that it's slow. It may set a couple traps to weaken it, and then when it's at its weakest, that's when it strikes. When it's strong within the herd, you see the predator has apprehension. It may not even go for the kill. It's like, damn, they too strong. Then they got all their people right there. They got all their friends right there. I can't pluck it off. But when the predator sees that, okay, they're off to the herd. They're in my camp. You see that? Feminists, intersectionalists, LBGTPZ-ist, classist, the interracial dating-ish, Once they see you off your reservation and on their reservation, it's open season. You're in the lion's territory now. Oh, ain't your boys ain't here. Oh, your family ain't here. It's time to attack, and that's what they doing right now. You think you got a white friend? It's time to attack. You see that shit? Oh, you think you got a white girlfriend, a white Becky? A rape? Time to attack. Oh, you think you got money, so you better than your black folks? You ain't building no black community so that other black people like you can help to have that economic protection. And so now you turn it into going to a white community. They then calling it up. Yeah, we have this noise ordinance, this and that. I think this guy stole the house. Boom. Pray. That's been the game plan. That's been the play from day one. It's always been the play. These people play war. This is military science. These people have not forgotten nothing. We're the ones that keep forgetting shit. We're the ones that keep trying to reset everything and live in like this state of complete, how can I say, oblivion, or how can I say, imagination. I mean, there's nothing wrong to having imagination, but complete absence of the reality of a particular situation. And so that's what ends up happening, unfortunately. Now, I've been saying it, and everybody knows it. Nolan Wells was killed by those friends, really white predators, who preyed on that man. That's all that is. And white supremacy locally, from those kids' parents to those kids to the classmates to the schools to the local authorities to the state authorities to the national authorities to the international media, the national media, all in between, have all gotten on code to make sure that these racist white folks get off. That's basically all this is right now. This is just one big show. Okay, if we continue to push this line about him drowning, or if we talk about this or that, can we get this off? How long will they fight for this? If they just shut the hell up long enough, will it go away? That's all they want. They're just stalling out until they can get away with it. But the problem is, we're not finna stop. We're gonna keep the pressure up, and truthfully, we need to get even more intense, actually. And we don't need to go for these bullshit fake things. Hey, the officials are being threatened, so the officials deserve to be scrutinized. These people are covering up a child's murder. There's nothing else to talk about. A kid got murdered by people who were supposed to be his friends, and these people were just setup artists to get the young man killed. There's nothing else to talk about right now. And y'all are covering up the murder of a child. What are we saying right now? We ain't saying nothing. And that's really what it is. So that's that. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Carmelo Anthony trial. So Carmelo Anthony, young man who honor student track star, who defended himself against racist white folks who just tried to jump him and aggressively attacked him. So what ended up happening? He defended himself. Those neo-Nazi thugs distracted the authorities, who would have made sure that the young man Carmelo didn't even have to resort to defending himself. So which shows that they were setting him up from the get-go. And they were hating on the young man because he was a track star and an honor student. And these nobodies were losers who got kicked off the team and were only there because the coach felt sorry for them and thought that they could give some rearing by making them basically glorified managers. So that's what you had, basically. That's basically what you had. So what happened in the Carmelo Anthony trial? It was a railroading. It was an all-white jury who got on code to convict a young man, honor student, who was 17, 18 years old. So then now, where are we at right now? We're at a case where now outrage has ensued, and there has been so much pushback that now there's a chance that there can be a retrial, a new trial, where they get that racist biased judge off of the case, and they get a true justice warrior judge on the case, so that a young man can get completely exonerated and receive damages for emotional distress and other things that were happening. So that's what's going on right now. So you have that happening. So that's good. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. See, the first thing I talked about, Roland Martin. So for those that don't know who Roland Martin is, he was on TV1. He's was on Hillary's campaign, Kamala Harris's campaign. He's the Boule DNC shield who does the bidding for his white paymasters to spout their line, the corporate media's line, to continue basically the same old status quo. I call it death of 1,000 cuts of everyday Americans, but specifically Black Americans, a soft genocide, if you will, a genocide with Novocaine. You don't even know that your tooth got pulled, as Malcolm would say. That's what Roland represents. He's the soft genocide for white supremacy. He gives you that Novocaine. He helps to lull you asleep with a bunch of bullshit rhetoric and verbiage as you die by death of 1,000 cuts. Or as Malcolm say, you get your tooth pulled and you don't even know if it's pulled because they put that Novocaine in you. Or when the coffee was too black, when we were revolutionary, we were during the uprising, when we were fighting for what we need to fight for, which is reparations, and for ending the Black Genocide campaign. Roland's there to be the cream in the sugar, so that you don't even know that you are waking up, that you're falling asleep if you have too much cream in it. It used to wake you up, now it puts you to sleep. These are all Malcolm quotes that I'm quoting right now because it's so apropos. And so, why am I mentioning Roland Martin right now? I'm mentioning Roland Martin because the story came out that this guy, the booty bandit, ended up getting exposed for getting his gate opened unannounced. His gate opened. Oh shit! This dude right here, man. So he got Gillum, basically Andrew Gillum. He got found out getting pegged, amongst other things, in video that is now being surfaced online. Tasha K and others exposed this clown for the fraud and the buster and the lame-o that he always was. We and nobody who's been on the front lines is shocked by this guy. Nobody's shocked. Everybody's like, this is hilarious. Nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked. Everybody's like, yeah, we're not shocked. This is who this guy is. So, hey. we knew what time it was, man. This guy, he let some white guys fake slap him on the butt. What? No man does that. No kid does that. Nobody does that as no male. So that was number one. Then he's always popping his butt everywhere and sticking his tongue out and with a lisp, and we knew something was going on, man. We knew Buddy was playing for the other team. That's why he was so angry and always was trying to check real ones. Like when he lied and said that he checked Khalid Muhammad. Never in your life. I always talk about this because Khalid is one of my heroes. He's one of my heroes. I quote him all the time, man. And for a clown and a buster like that to say something about Khalid, dude, Khalid would like slap your titty and make your little fat titties come up and slap you in your face just for you even mentioning him if he was around right now. And so it just shows his cowardice and his weakness is his evil and vileness that he had the nerve to talk about somebody after they died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nolan, never in your life, bruh. Never in your life. Don't ever speak on Khaled ever again in your life, dude. For real. And so, why is this important to the relevancy of the grassroots movement, the revolutionary movement, the lineation movement, and everything that's going on with black people in this current stage of the game? It's important because it shows that these people are fakes. These people are frauds. Roland is pretending to be a civilized, upper crust, married, church going, buttoned up, straight laced, whatever. And you see, in reality, this dude is compromised, lying, hiding, down low, non FBA buster who has no integrity. You see, you don't got integrity within your relationship. Number one, you don't have integrity within yourself as a man. Number two, so what does that say to when he's talking about legitimate things when it comes to the community? That tells me that if he personally doesn't care about his own personal life he's just all out there while pretending to be button up and then that tells me that he's completely compromised, man. He's completely compromised. He has no integrity. There's no, as a man, there's certain standards that you just know, okay, boom, you check them boxes. So this is somebody that if you're listening to them, if you just don't know them at all and don't got this is somebody that I'm going to listen to based upon these criteria. Then when you hear the person, it then validates what your initial impression was. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. Dude's a whole clown, bro. And he's always been a clown. And so, to the grassroots, I hope this just further puts a nail in his coffin so he can never speak on anything anymore. So that he just goes into hiding and buries his head under the sand. Not bury his head in the sand, under the sand. For real. Because we need reparations. We deserve reparation. We expect reparation. We're going to experience reparations in this reality. And we demand reparations. And we're going to get that shit. Same thing, too, with the Black End of the Black Genocide Campaign. We going in that shit either by legal means or by illegal means. We going to end that shit straight up and down. We will refuse to go quietly into that good night. And that's a fact, man. That is a fact. Point blank, period. We're going to keep fighting on all fronts. Because that's what we need to do. That's what needs to happen in order for us to get exactly where we need to go to. Exactly where we need to be at. Straight up and down. And so that's that. That's those things. So I'm glad it came out about Roland getting exposed for being a peg leg. Peg leg. Oh, man. For real. So it just further shows why all these people are so eager to just sell the community out. Because they don't got no integrity. And they not about nothing serious, and they all compromise. They all play for the other team, and they're all on the other side of the column. Phenotypically, they may be melanated, but mentally, psychologically, socially, politically, emotionally, spiritually, they're on the other side. And that's like a blueprint. That's how you can tell. You can kind of gauge things by what you're seeing. You can gauge stuff by exactly what you're seeing. You gauge it by, okay, hey, is this person good? Is this person, you can gauge things basically. If you are a fly on the wall, You hear things. If you just don't know anything, you can gauge it by, okay, what is this person saying? Is this in the best interest of our community? If we're hearing other things that's out there, because the reparations movement is loud and in full force, if somebody else is saying something opposite than that, why are they saying that? Is it legit? Is it not legit? And 9 times out of 10, it's not legit. It's all a means to try to halt the wave that is the reparations movement, that is the Black genocide movement. So, ending the Black genocide movement. And so that's that on that. The last two topics I'm going to talk about. I'm going to mention, so we talked about political stuff. We talked about social things. I think the last time I'm going to reserve to sports. So first thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to mention NFL right now. This season is wide open right now. This is a wide open NFL year. Anybody who is one of the top 5 to 8 teams within the last 3 years is going to be in that Super Bowl this year. So one of the early favorites is the Rams because supposedly Aaron Donald is coming back. Who else? Aaron Donald is coming back, and then they traded for Myles Garrett, so now they have a lethal 1-2 punch at the pass rush position, and then Matthew Stafford, and that offense has always been legit ever since he got traded there. So now they have a bona fide squad, so they're one of the early favorites in the NFC. You can't count out the Eagles. Who else? Seattle's not going back. Who else? Who's legit? Who got a squad? Who has a squad in the NFC? Green Bay. I think the Bears are going to take a step back. NFC South. Nah. I was thinking like Atlanta. They don't got a quarterback. Tampa Bay. They just got rid of. I think they got rid of Mike Evans. Who else? Who's in the NFC South? New Orleans and Carolina. Oh, nah. But shout out to Bryce Young. But they're like a couple years off. And NFC West. Oh, my God. The Niners. Yeah. So San Fran has the team right now. With the addition, we'll see what happens with Kyle Shanahan and all that. But they're besides the Rams, which are also in the NFC West, the 49ers are 1A, 1B, the most legit people in the game right now. So that's who you need to look at. You need to look at San Fran, the 49ers. You need to look at the Rams, then the Eagles, maybe Detroit, but I don't like Jared Goff. And then everybody else is everybody else. Maybe the Redskins have a bounce back year. Maybe the Giants surprise some people because of John Harbaugh and all the additions that they have. But yeah. So that's what you look for right now. That's the teams right now. That's the teams you need to look out for right now. As far as NFC, now in the AFC, you always got to look out for Kansas City because they're gonna we gotta prop up the Golden Boy. Joe Burrow's gonna have a full year, so that's somebody to look at. Lamar Jackson, the Bills. So the Patriots ain't going back. The Broncos are gonna take a step back. AFC South. Jags. Look for the Jags. Jags with Travis Hunter coming back. They could make some noise. The Jags could be a sleeper dark horse, especially if Trevor Lawrence continues to make that progression and that defense becomes more stifling, and they have that balanced attack that you need. ETN is lit. They keep running it through him and setting it up with Trevor Lawrence. They could be a dark horse because they have a balanced offense and defense. And like I said, the Ravens, and look out for the Browns as being a sneaky playoff team too, with what's going on with the quarterback and Sanders in his second year. But Ravens could have a bounce back year too. Their schedule's lighter. They're not facing all these number ones. They got a favorable schedule. Look for them to make some noise. Their defense got retooled. Hopefully that old line got retooled, and with the new coaching staff, they put the right in there. Lamar fully healthy, bounces back with an incredible year. I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel that. So if I had to make a prediction as far as a Super Bowl pick, dang, I had to make a prediction as far as a Super Bowl pick. I think I'd go. My head says the Rams and San Fran. I think maybe San Fran has that bounce back here and gets to the Super Bowl. Eagles, I think they're going to kind of take a step back. A.J. Brown, they don't got a legit number one. So I think I say San Fran on the NFC side. And on the AFC side, of course, it's always loaded. I gotta go with the Ravens. I think this is the year they break through. I think all these with that new D lineman that they got from the Cincinnati, with them revamping the O line. Everybody's healthy. Lamar's healthy. That defense is retooled. Look for them to have play complimentary football this year. Derrick Henry on there another year in this offense. Look for this to be one of them years. Look for everything to come together. Look for everything to just gel, because you're kind of flying a little under the radar. Yeah, people trying to make it like, oh, it's Lamar failure. But this is just, it's smooth. I feel it. It's so smooth. They just gave Zay a lucrative contract. Look for this to be the Ravens year. So Ravens versus 49ers Super Bowl. Ravens win. Yeah. Ravens win the Super Bowl this year. I'm putting it out there. Now for the NBA. So NBA is loaded right now. NBA is tough right now. You got New York. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson needs to get his flowers. When I think of best players in the NBA, I think of Brunson. You talk about Joker. I seen Joker get locked down in the playoffs. Luka hurt, and I seen Luka get locked down in the playoffs. Luka's overrated to me. Greek Freak been unhealthy. Embiid been unhealthy. Hasn't been healthy. Curry older, KD older and unhealthy. Kawhi unhealthy. LeBron old. Jaylen Brown, he's developing. Jason Tatum, I think overrated. So when I look around, John Morant, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I look around, there's best Wemby young, and we'll see. When I look around as the best players in the league, first thing that comes to my head is Brunson, man. I saw it. He did it. SGA overrated. I think SGA overrated. I saw him. I've watched him. He's very average to me. He don't do nothing for me. When you see Brunson is complete. He's electric. He's a winner. He wills his team to victory. And he knows how to set it up now to where he can run the offense through Karl Anthony Towns, and he won't overdo it. I'm like, okay, Cat got it. We're going to run in the flow of the offense. I'm going to let Markel Bridges get off if I need to. Josh Hart do his thing if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play in the flow of my offense. And that's amazing. And he turned that into a successful NBA championship year. And so when we think about that, he's in my mind, he's the best player in the league right now. Like, he's the best player in the league. He beat Wembanyama. He outplayed Wemby, and Wemby's 7'12". Wemby's as big as the Sears Tower and shit, the Empire State Building. And what happened? Jalen was making shots over him. Jalen was challenging him. Jalen was outplaying him. Victor even had to resort to cheap little punk tactics, like pushing him on the ground like a punk. Brunson got up and said, "You don't do that to me, bro. straight up. And next time you disrespect me, I'm gonna 1-2 your ass. And Brunson came out and dominated in the playoffs. Dominated in that game 7, dropping 50 in the closeout. Well, not game 7, in the closeout game, coming back from damn near 100 points in the previous game before that. That's Brunson and his team willing that. He got the best out of Karl Anthony Towns. When Cat been around for a long time. When Cat was in Minnesota, cool, all-star, but we always felt like he was underachieving. All of a sudden, that you think that didn't happen, that Jalen Brunson effect? Remember, Cat's been around great players. He's been around Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, but Brunson got the best out of Karl Anthony Towns. He had Cat driving it on Wemby. Cat was dunking on Wemby ass. Cat was blocking Wemby shot. Cat was getting physical with Wemby. Did you see that when he was playing in Minnesota? Cat a lot of times was playing soft in Minnesota, straight up and down. Him and Frenchway was getting done in. I seen the Joker get jiggy on him a couple times. So, I'm being honest. Like, yeah. And that tells you another aspect of Jalen Brunson's greatness, his leadership, his energy, how it infects the entire team. He transforms the team he's on. You saw when he played in Dallas? When he was in Dallas, when Luka got hurt or whatever, and they needed to win that series, when you saw Brunson play, he was playing better than Luka in that series, and people was like, "Damn, is Brunson better than Luka?" Then people was like, "But it was too early because we ain't know him for." We like, is this hyperbole? Like, he can't be better. Yeah, he is. He's better than Luka. It's not hyperbole to say that Jalen Brunson is the best player in the NBA right now. We're gonna end it off like that. So, I'm glad to have shown you this video. Oh, no, my bad. Oh, we talked about the best player in the league. He's gonna win MVP this year. Now, the teams to beat this year, of course, look for Minnesota to take a lead. Yeah, when they picked up LaMelo Ball. Now there's more scoring with Minnesota now. Now, when Anthony Edwards gets quintuple team, they got another guy, Melo, who could give you 35 if he need to. So now they have a two-man punch, and they still got Jaden McDaniels. They still got French Wade. They still got ISO, who dropped buckets. So they got a legitimate team, and they still got DiVincenzo. And they still got Julius Randle. So this is so Minnesota gonna be a tough out. So Minnesota, of course, OKC and the Spurs, but I don't want to be surprised if they both take a step back. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Minnesota breaks out and has the best record in the West. I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State has a resurgence. If Houston comes and makes some noise with KD, if KD stays there, I would not be shocked. So look for my surprise pick, Minnesota to break through in the West with Anthony Edwards. Of course, Denver's gonna be there always, but I think Denver's gonna be that mid-second round exit team that they were the last few years. And I think I see Minnesota just needing more scoring, and now they got LaMelo Ball, and that was perfect. Now they have a three-headed monster. Julius Randle can play his 2 to 3 role. He don't gotta be the alpha. He could be the Bravo or the Charlie, which is cool. I'm not gonna call him Beta. He's gonna be the Bravo or the Charlie, which is cool. Cool for him. He's an overachiever. He's not a franchise guy. LaMelo is a franchise guy. Anthony Edwards is a superstar and could be the face of the league guy. So, boom, now it's perfect. And you got Jaden McDaniels, who's an overachiever. You have Io, who's an overachiever. Frenchway give you some points. DiVincenzo come in and hit them threes on your ass. So now it's a vibe right now. It's a vibe. They got a squad right now. So that's my team. That's the team to beat in the West. And who else? That's pretty much it. That's who I got in the West. I got Minnesota breaking out in the West, and then in the East, It's either out of the Knicks. I just gave all this praise to the Knicks. I gave a lot of praise to Jalen Brunson and all that. He's tough, and I ain't even for lie. But god damn it, I think the kid got one more year in him, boy. I think LeBron, Jalen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, that other dude, they got some shooters. I think, and KCP, I know that this is that year for Philly to finally get their first championship since Dr. J and Moses Malone's 4-4-4. For real. So this is a great year for basketball right now. This is a great NBA season right now. This is gonna be a good year. It's gonna go 7 games. That New York Knicks, Philly Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals. They're gonna be 1-2 in the standings. Maybe Philly number 1, maybe the Knicks number 1. Maybe they come out. It don't matter, but maybe Philly number 1 in the standings, and Knicks number 2, and Detroit's gonna take a step back. Unless they get KD, then hold the horses, folks. For real, that would be a KD move right there for sure. But to pick the number 1 team and jump, but Celtics gonna take a step back. Tatum, you're gonna see who's who in the pecking order as far as, because you saw Jaylen Brown make Boston the number 2 overall seed in the East and lose to a more deeper team with Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George, and they have some other folks, Tobias Harris and stuff like that. But now look, now with Jason Tatum as the clear number 1, no other guy. You're gonna see the difference. You're definitely gonna see who's who when it comes to Brown and Tatum. And Brown's always been the best player on that team that just didn't get that respect. Just to get a score, more clutch, better defender, better passer, better leader. And better off the court too. Stands tall as a black man, whereas Tatum, what can we say? What is he on? So, and who else? I don't like Orlando. Raptors could do something if they get Kawhi, but they done halted that shit. Who else? Detroit. Oh yeah, Indiana may have a bounce, but now they got Halliburton back, but I don't see them going nowhere deep. Oh yeah, Miami. My bad. Miami got Greek Freak, and Bam, so look for them to make some noise. And that's pretty much it. But I got the 76ers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The young guard, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, you know what I'm saying? All that, the Ball family out there against LeBron, Tatum, Brown, Maxey, and Embiid, KCP, and some other shooters. And I forgot his name, BJ, I forgot his name. Sorry, brother. I'm remembering your name during the season. But Minnesota, give it a tough 6 games. Anthony Edwards going to show his grit. But the 76ers win the series in 6. And LeBron gets his 5th ring. So that's going to be the finals this year. And so we're going to end it off like that. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Look for more videos. And yeah, we're just going to leave it like that.